What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and J.K. Rowling is up to it again. The woman can't win. Every time she opens her mouth, she's angering lots of people. And I'm not exactly sure how we got here, but I think it's at least partly because of the company she keeps. The pandering that you do, on Twitter in particular, works really well. You pander, you get woke, you say all the right things, people follow you, people praise you. But these people aren't following you for you. They're following you because of confirmation bias, or you're saying things that they like. They don't actually like you. And what happens is you build a huge following like this, and then the second you say something they don't like, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. And immediately, hashtag RIP, J.K. Rowling is trending on Twitter. I hope you are enjoying this coverage. We're going to get right into the rest of the story. All I ask is that if you haven't yet, please consider clicking that like button right below, leaving a comment, and if you haven't yet, there's a red subscribe button right below the video. I cover all sorts of things today alone. I've covered the NFL, I've covered J.K. Rowling, I've covered Mulan, I've covered the Netflix stuff going on, YouTube changes. I guarantee at least one video a day that I make you're going to like, so I hope that you subscribe today. So now Pink News says, J.K. Rowling's latest book is about an evil cis man who dresses as a woman to end his victims. I can't believe the writer behind Cho Chang, the Irish wizard who loves to blow things up, and hook-nosed goblins who control wealth, has done this. Don't forget the House of Elves, the happy slaves who just cook and clean for wizards. Imagine reading the headline and not being able to understand the blatant obvious motive behind her writing. Now, if you haven't followed the J.K. Rowling saga, she's got a lot to say as a extraordinarily rich woman, and she's earned that money through her Harry Potter series, but has since fallen out of favor of many of the young kids that grew up loving her because they've turned into ultra soft millennials. Now they want the woman who wrote their children's book to issue out life advice. And as it may turn out, J.K. Rowling, in some cases, actually prefers science to ideology. And she has said some, in their opinions, phobic things about the trans community. J.K. Rowling's latest book is about a evil cis man who dresses as a woman to end his victims. By the way, there are a lot of drag queens that are straight. So, of course, everyone just assumed that this is a commentary about transgender people. According to the Telegraph, the meat of a 900-page novel is an investigation into a cold case. The disappearance of a woman in 1974 believed to be a victim of a cis male serial bad guy whose modus operandi is dressing as a woman. Okay, is it a real story? One wonders what critics of Rowling's stance on trans issues will make of this book, writes reviewer Jake Carriage. Quickly, Troubled Blood was criticized on social media. It was incredibly ham-fisted and lacking of originality, creativity that Rowling is famous for. I wonder if these people are being honest in their review. Troubled Blood is the fifth entry into Rowling's Caraman Strike series, penned under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith. The second in the series, The Silkworm, has previously been criticized over its depiction of trans characters described as unstable and aggressive. In the book, the woman Pippa stalks Strike before attempting to go after him. After the attack, the detective manages to trap Pippa in his office, where her trans identity and dead name are revealed. At this point, J.K. Rowling describes the characters Adam Apple and Hans, with the Strike character warning that her prison won't and warns that prison won't be fun for you, not pre-op. Trans journalist Caitlin Burns reviews the passage for Them in 2018, writing it's an entirely common, though insulting trope about trans women that they are aggressive and unstable. Well, I don't know. The only one, the last one that had was the, it's ma'am. That person seemed pretty aggressive and unstable, but it's just one. J.K. Rowling facing fierce backlash yet again for dangerous comments comparing trans healthcare to conversion therapy. She's had several spicy takes on the trans community, takes that are very dangerous to have on Twitter, of course. But you can see this. I've ignored fake tweets attributed to me and retweeted widely. I've ignored horrible things tweeted at children on a thread about their art. I've ignored all sorts of things. I'm not going to ignore any more. When you lie about what I believe about mental health medication, when you misrepresent the views of trans women, whom I feel nothing but admiration and solidarity for, you cross the line. What's interesting to me is J.K. Rowling, again, is put in this position. Like, why do you want, need, or care what celebrities say about your lifestyle? It's absurd. I know for a fact I have lots of gay viewers and trans viewers. They don't care what I say about their existence, or at minimum, they shouldn't. They should care about themselves and living their best life. What does my opinion matter? In case you're wondering, of course, my opinion is love. And as long as you're not hurting anybody, you do you. Be happy. You get one chance on this planet. Be happy, or at least as happy as you possibly can be. J.K. Rowling's new book, according to Forbes, about a cross-dressing serial bad person draws outrage. But what if the book is it based on a true story? J.K. Rowling's new book is about the transvestite serial killer. Meanwhile, over the real world number of trans people ended in Brazil is written by 70% this year. Young trans women are left to burn, and men blah 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 for being trans. Yeah, that sucks. But again, what does J.K. Rowling's book have to do with any of that? There are a few. I mean, this book is at least loosely based on truth, from what I can see. What is she supposed to do? Now, I don't read her books. I enjoyed Harry Potter when I was a young child. I wish that many of these millennials that keep holding on to it would read another book. But at the end of the day, I don't care for J.K. Rowling's personal opinions, and I don't care for her crime novels either. Even if I did, I'm not sure that I can make the stretch that her writing this book is her somehow making some broad commentary on the trans community. And if this is exactly how people are reacting, you wonder. You wonder if she's allowed. It's a weird question that. Are you allowed to write this book? Is she not allowed to write this book? Because why? You hear, I'm a 6'2" former forward. If I announce I identify as a girl, Stonewall says it's okay for me to smash full tilt into female fly half. Wait, what? Oh, that's rugby. So she's making sure to retweet a bunch of trans rights or human rights things. And I think it's funny. Ultimately, this is what you get. This is exactly what happened to Star Wars. This is exactly what happens to any new property that panders or builds their fandom pandering and not just speaking their truth. Sure, I could soften a lot of my takes a lot more and probably have a bigger YouTube channel and not live in constant fear of being yeeted from the platform. But when I make a mistake, my viewers now know that I'm a genuine person and they're more likely to forgive me. When J.K. Rowling makes a mistake, people don't care because she's an ultra-rich, privileged woman. So they only followed her when she was saying the things that they wanted her to say. And now that she's maybe broke away from that, all of a sudden, J.K. Rowling bad, J.K. Rowling canceled, rest in pepperonis, J.K. Rowling. It's really a sad existence. Stop looking for Hollywood losers to validate you. They don't care about you. They care about your money. They've only ever cared about your money. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about representation. They say whatever they need to say to get in the right groups of people. They do whatever they need to do to get into the right groups of people. They blow whichever way the wind blows, and you should not, nor should you ever, worry what anyone else thinks about how you live your life. You live your life the best way you can, and don't look for Hollywood multimillionaires to validate you. And I think you'll be pretty happy. Enjoy your backlash, J.K. Rowling. These are your customers that you've courted. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.